Yoga with Domini, and I'm Domini. Today we're going to do a feel-good flow, hopefully very energising. It'll give you a bit of energy and pick you up and perk you up if you're feeling a bit flat or low. I will be giving you certain modifications and helping you a little bit along the way, but you have to be sort of an advanced beginner / intermediate, I guess, for this one. So you need to really know what the poses are and what the alignments are. Like I said, I will be giving you a bit of help with that. But I'm not going to be taking ages going into how you should be aligned and what the pose is and for, modifications for the pose and stuff, because I want it to just sort of flow quite seamlessly-ish as much as we can. So without further ado, we'll get started. So if you'd like to meet me at the top of the mat, we're going to do a couple of sun salutation A. So first, just roll your shoulders a little bit backwards and forwards, just breathing in and out. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, just do a little bit of a bend and then breathe up, in, arms up. And just do this a couple of times, just warming up the back and the shoulders. Next time you breathe out, just bring your arms down and shine your palms forward. You can have your feet about hip width apart. Hold your core in nice and tight. Mountain pose. Nice breaths in and out. And I'm just rocking from side to side, but you don't have to do that. You can just stay stationary if you want to. And just think happy thoughts. Think you're shining your palms forward. You're pushing your chest out so your heart chakra is coming forward. You've got nice posture. You've got your third eye chakra shining out, your crown chakra shining out. You're lifting your chin a little bit so your throat chakra is nice and open. You're keeping your core nice and engaged, so the sacral and the solar plexus chakras are nice and ignited, I suppose. That's the only thing I can think, like tight, you know, you're holding your core so you've got awareness of those. And with that, you're pushing your tailbone down, so you're pushing your root chakra down towards the floor. And you've got awareness of that as well. So just be aware of all of them, this whole body chakra alignment, trying to draw in positive energy through all of them. Not being greedy or anything, but try and, you know, bring energy up from the earth through your feet and up that way, through your crown that way, from the energy, from the universe, sorry. And then your palms are shining forward, your heart shining forward, so it's coming from that direction. It's every direction. You're just drawing in all this good energy. And then on your next in-breath, just bring your arms up and forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Plant your hands, step it back to a plank. For this first one, just bring your knees to the floor and chaturanga like that. A nice little cobra to begin with, so breathing in and out. And then find your way to a downward facing dog. You can pedal the feet out for this first one a bit before you get proper alignment. Nice deep breaths in and out. You're still focusing on all those chakras being open and drawing in positive energy from the universe. So your root chakra is shining up towards the universe now. Your heart chakra, throat chakra, crown chakra, third eye chakra, all pointing more down towards the earth. Solar plexus and sacral chakra up towards the universe as well, so you've switched it the other way around. And then find some stillness. Make your way up to the top of the mat. You can walk, step or hop it. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out. forward fold, and then just roll up nice and gently, one vertebrae at a time till the head comes up last. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Plant the heart, hands, step it back to that plank. Again, just bring the knees to the floor. Chaturanga down like that. Come up a little bit further in this cobra this time, so breathing in. Just trying to come up a little bit more. Breathe out, go down. Downward facing dog, straight into it. Nice deep breath in and out, and then make your way up to the top of the mat again. One more time, so rolling up. And breathe in, arms up. I didn't breathe in then, but you get the point. Breathe out as you fold forward. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold, plant the hand, step it back to a plank. This time, you can do it however you want, but this time I'm going to full on chaturanga. Up dog. And then into down dog. And I'm going to find some stillness in this one. Nice deep breaths in and out. Keep it in your down dog for a minute. And what I want you to do is bring your right foot up to the sky. Keep your hips squared, so don't stack them and open it up like we normally do. Keep your hips squared. Bring that right foot up to the top of the mat. Bring it to the outside of your front of your right hand. So not in between the hands this time. For lizard pose, try and shine your chest forward, so your heart chakra forward. If you have to come up onto blocks to do that, I'm on my fingertips a bit here. If you have to come up onto blocks to do that, that's absolutely fine. Just get some blocks. You can bring your knee down. And we're sort of working with the chakras today, so we're not going to come right down and hunch down. We're just going to keep our heart shining forward. Like you do with a low lunge, just try and push your hips down as far as you can to the floor with this foot on the outside edge of this hand. Back to downward facing dog. And we'll do the other side, so bring it up, squared hips. Bring it to the outside edge of that left hand. And then try and shine your chest forward. You can rock back and forth a bit if you need to. And back to down dog. Bring your knees to the mat for tabletop pose. So wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, you know the drill. Spread your fingers out, push into your fingers and your knuckles, not just your wrists. You can, if you don't like this, come up onto your fists, or you can use blocks and have your hands like that, if that feels better, if your wrists aren't great. But otherwise, just meet me here. We're going to bring our right leg back behind us, keep the hips squared so don't stack, keep them level with each other. Flex that foot, bring it over the left foot, right over to the left edge, and then look back at it. You should feel a really nice stretch down your right side. Then bring it out to the right side. I'll just switch around to show you what I mean, like that. So your hip, knee and ankle are all in line. Your toes are pointing forward, and we're going to come up for gate pose. So breathing in And then out as you bend over towards the right. Don't lean into this leg, just using my hand to just gently brush down the leg, but I'm not leaning into it because I don't want to damage my knee. I'm using core strength to keep me up but bent. And then we're going to do a cat-cow in this, so come back to that tabletop, however you need to do it. And then cat-cow. So dipping the belly, lifting the gaze, breathing in. And then breathing out as you curve your back to the sky, chin to chest. Breathing in. And out. In. And out. One more in and out. So one more cow and a cat. I'm just going to go back round this way. Back to tabletop pose, and we'll do that on the other side. So bringing that left leg back, flex the foot, keep the hips squared so they're in line with each other and not sort of stacked like this. Breathe in, breathe out, bring it over to the right and then look back at it. Make sure you're breathing in all these poses, not holding your breath or anything. Bring that leg up and to the left, flat foot, hip, knee and ankle alignment, and then come up. Breathe in and then breathe out as you bend over. Remember, no leaning into this knee. Just go as far as is comfortable for you. And then back onto all fours for cat-cow in gate pose. So dip in the belly, lift the gaze, breathe in. Breathe out, curve up, chin to chest. Breathe in. And out. In. And out. One more each way, breathing in. And out. Back to normal tabletop pose. We're going to bring our right foot up to the top of the mat, but in between the hands this time for a low lunge. Just a normal low lunge. Breathe in, bring your arms up. Dip down into those hips, then cactus your arms. Breathe in and out. And we're just going to straighten and cactus just a few times. So breathe in, breathe out, in and out. In, pinching those shoulder blades together so you're drawing your shoulders back while you're going up and down. Just warming up those shoulders for our peak poses. That will do. Bring it back down. Just stay there in that low lunge for a sec. And then breathe in. And as you breathe out, half splits. So bringing the hips back, straightening that front leg as much as is comfortable while keeping your hips squared. So again, don't let them stagger. Try and keep them straight so the right and the left hips are in line. If you put a ruler there on your hip bones, the ruler would be straight and not on the hurt, as we say in Suffolk, or wafty. So straightening that front leg as much as you can. Breathing into it. So try and imagine when you're working a muscle or stretching a muscle, that you're breathing into that muscle, that mind and body awareness. And I'm just pulsing a little bit here. You don't have to do that, but it's up to you. Back to that low lunge and then switch legs. So stay in that low lunge for a minute. Get a nice stretch. Remember, shining your heart forward. So I'm up on my fingertips, but again, you can use blocks or something there to just really shine your heart forward if you need to. So bringing your shoulders back, trying to shine your heart forward, not hunching over like this. So this is good enough. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, sink down, Cactus arms, remember that, pushing your shoulders back so your shoulder blades are sort of pinching together. And then doing the up and down. One more. And then back down to a normal low lunge. You can always have your hands on your leg here as well if that makes it feel a bit better. And then we're going to go back into those half splits. So breathe out as you ease into it. So try and breathe in and then breathe out as you start to stretch and straighten that leg. Again, we're trying to keep our chest up so we're not hunching over it like this. We're trying to keep our heart, throat, crown, third eye and crown chakras all shining forward. While the other ones down here, root, solar plexus, sacral chakra, they're all more towards the earth at the minute anyway. And then low lunge. Okay, we're going to come back into tabletop and just switch legs again. So right leg up to the top, but we're not going into a low lunge. We're coming up sort of into a runner's lunge, which is then going to transition us into warrior 3. So bringing that back leg off, torso up. You can have your hands wherever you want them to be, flexing that back foot. You might not have it all the way up, it might be here or here. You might want some blocks so you can balance on them, that's fine. Or a wall if you've got a wall around, a chair, whatever works. Into warrior 1, so we're bringing that back foot back down. It's at a slight angle to the side, bending into that front knee. Breathing in, arms up. If you're finding it difficult to keep the hips squared to the front, that's fine. You can have a tiny bit of a tilt in them to protect that knee, or if you bring this foot out a little bit more to the side. So try not to have your feet like they're on rails, like you're on a tightrope. One foot's here, one foot's here next to it, pointing out in that direction. You'll find that a lot easier to keep your hips a bit more squared to the front. But like I said, just watch out for that hip and that knee. If it feels uncomfortable, just stagger it slightly. Warrior 2. Make sure you're keeping a nice posture, so you're not dipping down here or hunching over. Everything's all nice and straight and upright. Reverse that warrior. Keep that bend in that front leg. And then we're going to cartwheel the arms down, straighten that front leg, go into triangle pose. So again, if you need a block or something here to lean on, that's fine. You can lean on your leg down here, but just make sure you're not doing it on the knee. Cartwheel this left arm down to the floor, we're going into pyramid. So you're tilting your view to over this front leg and pointing both the toes in the same direction. Again, we're not curving over it, we're trying to keep quite upright. So if you need to be here or you need some blocks, that's fine. From here we're going into standing splits. So you can bring your hands a little bit further out in front of your toes, come up on that back leg and just bring it up. You can stack the hips a bit if you need to, or you can keep them straight. If you can always bring your hands to your ankle for a bit more balance. If you don't like that, just keep them on the floor. And then we're just going to open this out for half moon. So keep that right hand on the floor, but bring the left one up. And your hips are stacked one on top of the other now. So instead of being more down like this, you've opened the hips up. And then we're going to go for a bind. So I'm going to grab my left ankle with my left hand. Only do this if you can. Opening that chest out. And release everything into a forward fold. You can shake that standing leg out a little bit if you want to. That might feel good. Just give it a little wobble and a shake. And breathe. And then rolling up one vertebrae at a time. We're going to come into tree pose. So, breathing in and out. Bring that left leg up. I know this right leg's had a lot to do, but this is the one last balancing pose we've got. If you can't bring it up here, do not bring it to your knee and push into your knee. Bring it below the knee or rest on the floor like that. You can hold on to whatever you need to hold on to. Have your hands wherever you want them to be. Tuck your tailbone under, so you're pushing your pubic bone that way. Trying to push this knee out and pushing your leg into your foot and your foot into your leg. You can have your hands here or here, and if you want a little bit more balance stuff, you can look up, but I can't do that. If you can do that, well done. See, I'm already wobbling. If you can do that, well done. But for me, my balance, it doesn't like it. Nice deep breaths here. And release. Nice deep breath in, arms up. And forward fold. Okay, so we're doing that all again on the other side, starting with warrior 3. So balance on your left foot. Bring this right leg back. Start to bring it up. And bring your torso up, and you should have a nice straight-ish line from the heel of your foot there all the way up to your head. It doesn't matter if your leg's a little bit further down. Warrior 1. Remember, you can have that foot out a little bit further if that helps with that hip positioning, or just stagger the hips very slightly. Nice deep breaths in and out. Your posture and your focus on the muscles that you're using and trying to keep everything all tightened and tucked in is what you want. Especially when we're doing stuff with the chakras, you want to make sure maybe you work from the top down or the bottom up, and just sort of tighten up every little bit as you go. And then warrior 2. Reverse that. Triangle, so we're cartwheeling the arms down, straightening that front leg, triangle pose. And then bringing that right arm down, changing your perspective, so torso is down towards this front leg, pointing the back toes in the same direction as the front leg. You can have a bend in both legs, definitely in the front leg a little bit if you need to. Standing splits, so bring the hands out a little bit further in front, bring that back leg up and try and dip your head down towards your foot. Again, you can have your hands on your ankles, on your ankle if that helps, or if you want something more intense for your balance. Then we're opening up to that half moon. Make sure you're breathing. Focusing on something that doesn't move. So whether that's a spot on the carpet or the wall or a plug or a door handle or a shoe. And then taking that bind, if you can. This side is always more difficult for me. That's it. Whoop. If you wobble, that's fine, don't worry about it. And then back into the forward fold. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time, going into tree pose. So you can shake that leg out if you want to. Shake them both out. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out. Bring that leg in, that right leg to the inside of the left leg. Pushing that knee out, pushing your pubic bone forward, pushing the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot, and then hands wherever you want them to be. Nice deep breaths in and out. You worked really hard, so definitely give your body that nourishment of the breath. And then release, shake them both out. Take a nice deep breath in, so breathing in and out. Breathe in and out. We're going to go down into tabletop pose. Let's get there however you want. Bring your right leg up to the top, in between the hands at the top of the mat for a low lunge. Breathe in, arms up. As you breathe out, dip down and just twist over to the right. You can keep your arms out if you want to, but this is us cooling down now. So you don't want to put too much effort into these poses, as in working the muscles. You're trying to stretch it all out and cool down now. So make sure you're breathing. And hands back to the front, downward facing dog. These legs really need this little stretch here, they love this. After all those balancing poses, and your legs were probably aching because you stayed in on just one leg for a very long time. Just give them a nice stretch. You can sway the hips from side to side. Back to tabletop, left leg up to the top, low lunge, breathe in, arms up, breathe out, relax down and twist. Back to centre, back to down dog. Bring your right leg up for three-legged dog and stack the hips. You can bend your knee here, you can get some ankle rolls in. Try not to angle the shoulders, try and keep them straight. And then bring this knee in for pigeon pose. Again, just making sure that your hips are in alignment with each other. Like that, not like that, or like that. What I'm going to do, or attempt to do, is basically a king pigeon, but a variation, because my shoulders don't move that way. I can't bring my arm back and then grab my foot. My shoulders aren't that flexible, so I just bring my arm back this way and pull my foot in. Make sure you're not splaying your foot out to the side. Try and keep it in, tucked in, so it's in alignment with your butt cheek. Try not to dip onto one hip or the other here when you're doing this now. Nice deep breath in and out. Release that foot. Relax down. Nice deep breaths in and out. And back up to downward facing dog. Just pedal those feet out a little bit, get the circulation going again a bit in that right leg.
And then breathing in, and as you breathe out, bring your leg up, stack the hips and bend that leg and get some ankle rolls in there. Three-legged dog. Bring that leg forward for pigeon pose. Nice deep breaths in and out. If your body needs that. So definitely try to focus on breathing properly. If you find that you're holding your breath, just go back to the breath again and try and focus on breathing properly. I'm going to do that stretch again, so that sort of king pigeon variation for people that don't have very flexible shoulders. If you need to use blocks here to hold, like to bring the floor up to you so you can stay more upright, that's fine. Remember, use them as you need. They're there for that reason, for you to use them. So use them and release. Just fold down. Nice few breaths here, keeping those hips aligned. Try not to hold any tension in your shoulders here. Just as much as you need to keep your body upright, of course, but try not to tense too much. And then back to downward facing dog. Just pedal it out again, get some movement and blood flow in that left leg. Nice deep breath in and out. And what might be good here to release some of the negative energy and the tension and everything, because this is a happy flow and we're meant to be trying to make ourselves happy. You can breathe in through your nose, so find some stillness in down dog. Breathe in through your nose and then lion's breath out through the mouth. So I'll show you first, just in case you don't know what it is. Breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth. So it's like a big sigh, let your tongue hang out, open your mouth wide, let everything out. So, nice deep breath in, lion's breath out. My necklace is getting in the way, that's it. Another one, nice deep breath in. One more. Awesome. Back to tabletop, and we're just going to go into child's pose, a nice wide-legged version for today. And then we're going to thread the needle, so I'm bringing my right arm underneath the left, palms facing the sky, and just bringing the right side of my head to the mat. So I'm looking over towards my right arm. And breathing. Nice shoulder stretch. Because we've worked them a little bit today with the down dogs and the half moon, or what I'd like to call bound half moon, so you had that bind in it. Where you grabbed your foot, you were working your shoulders there a fair bit. Breathe in, come up, and breathe out, switch arms. And back to centre. We're going to just do a puppy pose, so I'm just going to bring my knees a bit more together, keep my hips above my knees, and just walk my hand out and sink my heart, my throat chakra down to the floor. If you don't like that variation with the chin to the floor, just bring your third eye chakra to the floor instead. Nice deep breath in and out. And you can switch between the two. You can do this with your chin to the floor if you want, and then switch. But definitely do not do it if it feels horrible for your neck, if it's uncomfortable in any way. Always just put your forehead to the floor. Never try to do something that your body's definitely telling you, no, I don't like this. There's pushing yourself to do certain things to make yourself progress and get better, and then there's pushing yourself, your body, to do things it just doesn't like in positions that it doesn't like, and you're going to hurt yourself. So always bear that in mind. But your throat chakra is still rooted down to the floor here. It's still in that direction. It's still drawing up energy from the earth. Your heart, your throat, your third eye and your crown. Again, you've got your root chakra pointing up towards the universe, and your sacral and solar plexus also pointing more in that direction, and these ones pointing down in that direction. So you've been going up and down, reversing them around throughout this whole practice, just getting energy from both directions in all areas really. Okay, we're going to go on to our backs. I'll stop gabbing. I'm just going to do shoelace. So bring your feet flat to the floor, right leg crosses over the left, bring your knees in, and then grab your ankles and just pull them in towards you as much as is comfortable, for a nice stretch in that hip and the quads and the hamstring, more the hamstrings really, and the hips. Nice deep breaths in and out. Release and switch. So left leg crosses over the right, bring them in, and then grab your ankles. Again, one side is always easier than the other, you'll find, with different poses. Try and relax your shoulders, don't hunch them up. And release. Okay, we're going to do a twist. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring my right leg back over the left, arms out in a T position, breathe in, and then out as I drop my knees over to the left. If you find that uncomfortable, you can always just bring your knees together and drop them over to the left. Back to centre as you breathe in. Cross over the other side. Breathe in and breathe out as you tip them over to the right, looking over to the left. Or you can keep your head looking upwards if that's not comfortable for your neck. Make sure you're breathing. Now on your next in-breath, bring it back to centre. Unravel those legs, soles of the feet together, and just let your knees flop to the side for a reclined butterfly. And I'm going to bring my arms over my head so I get a little bit more of a stretch. Remember, if this doesn't feel good, you can always put blocks or something under your knees for them to relax on a little bit more. Or you can bring your feet out a little bit like this, so it's a bit more of a diamond shape, might help. Or just legs out straight, Shavasana style. Nice deep breaths in and out. So that was quite a workout, really, what you did there. Lots of balancing, using a lot of different muscles, firing up a lot of different muscles, waking them up. We did a little bit of imagery with the chakras and bringing in energy through them. So hopefully this energized you a little bit. It made you feel a little bit more with it and a little bit more focused. Just leave me a comment below, let me know if it did, or if you were just like, oh my God, Dominique, like that just knackered me. That's absolutely fine too. You might feel a little bit sort of maybe drained straight after it, but hopefully it'll give you an energy boost very, very shortly after getting up. So I'll leave you there. You can stay there for as long as you want, or you can go into full Shavasana if you want, but as we're trying to energize the body and energize your brain, Shavasana might be the opposite thing to what you want to do for this flow, for this sequence or session or class, whatever you want to call it. So please like the video if you did like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, definitely leave me a comment because I love reading comments and knowing what you thought of my flows basically and my classes. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram as well, and if you're anywhere near me, you can always come to one of my classes or hire me for one-to-ones. I do beginner workshops as well at the end of every month. It's the last Saturday in every month. So if you're a beginner and you don't really want to go to classes yet because you're unsure and you feel like you might make a fool of yourself, you don't know what you're doing, come to one of my workshops. I'll show you all the beginner poses. I'll talk to you a little bit about yoga and what it means, and hopefully that'll give you a little bit more of a confidence boost to actually go to a class. So yeah, you can always do that if you live near me, but otherwise please like and subscribe, or yeah, definitely like and subscribe anyway. But otherwise, please keep watching my YouTube videos, like them, and comment on them and share them with your friends. And I'll see you in the next one. I hope this really perked you up, and I hope you have a wonderful day from now forward. Take care.